Following is a podcast I've been meaning to do for a while. Finally making visions, magazines, Discord, which I'll, if I don't, remind me the link in the YouTube video so that you'll get to see all the awesome content. They do wrestling, they do sports, they do everything. They do old Sega, they do after Dreamcast Sega, they do mobile, they do arcade, they do news, they do Shenmue, they do Persona 5, etc. And I just noticed this is like a unpaid product placement, but oh well, pretty cool. Just hanging down on their Twitch too, which is another product placement, but oh well. So anyway, onto the Saturn. I don't think the Sega Saturn console was a bad console. Just Sega was a bad company. They didn't import like any of the Japanese games, which is a huge library. There's all this YouTube mythology about how mythology, not truth, about how they never had games. They had plenty of games, they just never brought them to the U.S. You can debate on if the anime games and the risque games were done well in the U.S., but because wasn't a lot of anime fan base or a lot of distribution here. But in any case, they just didn't import it here. It was a problem. Some of the games weren't even anime-ish. They could have been easily US or localized or something, but they didn't do any of that. Some of the games were already in English. Possibly because of Singapore or something. The Singaporean or Malaysian market. I would say they possibly should have split the games companies into the US and Japanese markets, as it would have been better. A 32X market, looking out the franchise's popularity. Sega Genesis popularity in the U.S. and possibly Japan, UK, Europe, not sure about Brazil. And I'll get into another reason why this didn't do well. Can't find it. Probably get back to it later. But in any case, I got what I was gonna say. So they split the markets. Yeah, so what I was gonna say is I don't even know if the Genesis, maybe the statistics say the Genesis did well, but I didn't know anyone growing up that had a Genesis. I used the NES for a long time, which I'll get into a little bit. So I pretty much skipped it. Probably why I got into Sleep Focus the NES. Never ended up getting a Super Nintendo. Wouldn't get it for a long time because like emulation came out by the time I was thinking about getting a SNES. Why? Why get the game when you could get it for free? It's not obviously not helping the company or the employees, but that's how I thought when I was like high school, 5th grade, or whatever it was. Other stuff somewhat related to the Sega Saturn thing, but on unrelated topics. So everybody knows the Daytona USA soundtrack is one of the most memorable, even if you don't like it, memorable soundtracks of all time. And the game for the Sega Saturn costs like $5, so you can put it in a radio. Sounds great. However, in contrast, I don't know if I'm not a fan of Daytona USA, but I'm awful at playing the game. You have to play it manual to play a racing game, like Daytona USA. I was awful at those kinds of games in the 32-bit era. I forget Gran Turismo did that too, but I was really bad at it. My cousins for Asia were great at it. From my memory, if you're in automatic, you drive a lot slower than you're in manual, and then it's impossible to win a game in automatic. People in Asia were really good at games, at least my cousins were. Everyone on YouTube hates Sonic 3D Blast, but my cousins were absolutely awesome at that game. My friend Saturn Memories said that he had it as a kid. He didn't particularly like it. He didn't particularly hate it. He beat the game, but he was just very neutral on it. I don't know if it was a system seller. They had it on the Genesis also, but like they did have a Sonic game on the Saturn. I felt they had plenty of sellers for the console, even without Sonic. Panzer Dragoon, Virtuon, but there's marketing problems. There's a huge, like Saturn was a lot cheaper. A lot of people would have bought it, and then they would have sold more software. I felt like if you were good at 3D Blast, you would love the game, and if you had speedrun for the game all the time, it was a good thing. I couldn't speedrun through that, even though they had like Virtuon, Virtua Cop, Street Fighter the movie, Galactic Attack, which everyone's saying is an underrated shmup game, especially on the Saturn. The sequel. I had to believe. They said should have Galactic Attack, Panzer Dragoon versus Star Fox, for as a debate on which game was better. I say Galactic Attack because it was in space, like Star Fox was. They're both on rails. Panzer Dragoon is like technological as a dragon. Because of the anthropomorphic stuff, I don't know. Star Fox isn't technically in space all the time either, just lava, water, etc. You're just in a different galaxy, though. That's basically it for my little podcast. What are your thoughts, like I'm Scribe?